pushing, screaming out loud. Together as one in every town. Slice 'em on up.
WNYC supporters include MTV documentary films presenting The Eternal Memory from the director of The Mole Agent, a love story about individual and collective remembrance and an unbreakable human bond, opens this Friday at the Angelica Film Center.
Marketplace Morning Report is coming up next, and then in 10 minutes at 9 o'clock, it's the BBC NewsHour on WNYC. Let's check in with London to see what they're working on. London, good morning.
Good morning, WNYC. This is Owen Bennett-Jones, and on NewsHour today, the assassination of a presidential candidate in Ecuador. Why did it happen? And the Russian criminals, who after 6 months on the front line, are heading back home. That's NewsHour at 9 on WNYC.
A lot of music talk this morning. Want to remind you to join us for the 5 Decades Retrospective Hip Hop 50 from NPR, airing tomorrow at 3 and Saturday at 1 o'clock on WNYC. Your forecast now, 76 and partly sunny in the city. Showers and possibly a thunderstorm, mainly after 11 this morning. A high near 82. More showers and storms this evening could lead to some flash flooding, so let's be careful. 76 now at 8:52.
People in wildfire-ravaged Hawaii had already been grappling with a housing shortage.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Amazon Business, helping provide a smarter, easier way to get the supplies businesses need to thrive. Amazon Business, your partner for smart business buying. And by C3 AI. C3 Generative AI provides ChatGPT enterprise search that is verifiable, secure, and accurate across all enterprise data. C3.ai. This is Enterprise AI.
I'm David Brancaccio. In Hawaii, where at least 36 people are dead in wildfires, Honolulu's convention center is being set up to shelter 4,000 people. Hawaii has an ongoing housing shortage with severe homelessness in normal times. Hawaii's Governor Josh Green called for people planning visits to Maui to cancel plans in order to free up hotels, resorts, and Airbnb spots to become temporary shelter. And Ed Sniffen at Hawaii's Department of Transportation said in a briefing overnight that officials and airlines worked to get more than 11,000 people out yesterday.
When we look at the Trans-Pacific flights, Alaska, Delta, United, and American have increased capacity by bringing in larger planes to ensure we get more seats to get more people off the island. Southwest has dropped their fares and increased their service. And Hawaiian is still operating to make sure we can get as many people off of Maui as possible.
The fires have been fanned by high winds connected to a hurricane. Separately, there's a calculation of the costs of intense thunderstorms that have hit other parts of the U.S. this year. Here's Marketplace's Nancy Marshall-Genzer.
A new report says a series of severe thunderstorms in the U.S. caused insured losses of $34 billion in the first half of this year, the most ever in 6 months, according to Swiss Re Group. Swiss Re is a reinsurer, meaning it covers insurance companies. Swiss Re says severe convective storms with heavy rain, hail, and sudden temperature changes caused almost 70% of the insured losses worldwide for the first half of 2023. Another reinsurer says thunderstorms just in Texas in June caused more than $8 billion in losses. Swiss Re blames climate change, but also land use planning and what it calls urban sprawl into the wilderness. I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer for Marketplace.
There's news just now that the Consumer Price Index ticked up slightly, up at a 3.2% annual rate using July's data. The cost of housing was a key part of this. However, so-called core inflation, excluding food and energy, went up just 0.2%, which is calming inflation fears. S&P futures are up 0.7%. NASDAQ futures are now up 1%.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Grammarly. Grammarly Business empowers companies to drive faster results with secure enterprise-grade generative artificial intelligence that works where teams do. It helps businesses break down information silos, collaborate efficiently, and quickly adapt to stay competitive. Grammarly.com/business. And by Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks delivers what's next in cybersecurity innovation to protect today's digital way of life. Learn more at PaloAltoNetworks.com.
For Econ Extra Credit, here it's one film a month on Marketplace themes. This time around, it's Beanie Mania. It's on the rise and fall of Beanie Babies, the plush toys that people thought had value worthy of investment. This is the documentary from 2021, not the fictionalized Beanie movie from last month. It was a bubble that was fueled by wild thoughts that, for instance, getting the right beanies could fund college or retirement. Here's a moment from the film.
There was such a frenzy. Oh, gosh. Just the electricity.
They would just lunge and grab, and somebody was yelling, I need, and it would go flying across the store.
You'll start to do anything you can to, quote-unquote, complete your collection. That's when things got out of control.
Indeed. To this day, many people still cherish their beanies, but I spoke to a person in the film who is not in that category. Harry Rinker is an expert on antiques and collectibles who embraces the handle Beanie Meanie.
When they first came out, people didn't collect them. Then all of a sudden, they started to appear for sale on eBay at prices significantly above retail cost, okay? Then what happened is that dealers found out that if they could corner the market at stores and stuff and scarf them up so the edition wasn't continuous, it was limited, that they could then throw this stuff on eBay and create a frenzy, a buying frenzy. And they did.
And then, it's the lesson that we try to teach about so many other financial assets. Trees don't grow to the sky. Yes, things can go up, but they also tend to come down on the other side.
Yes, they do. So all of a sudden, supply exceeded demand. When supply exceeds demand, it's all over.
The film also explores some other interesting economic facets here. One of them is there's the primary market for Beanie Babies, the company that made them, Ty, selling them. But then there's the other market, the one you've just been talking about, the auction market or eBay, where if a Beanie Baby goes for $10,000, the company that made the Beanie Baby doesn't really profit.
Oh, but they do. They promote that market by restricting sales. In other words, they had a limited production run, 1 year, 2 years, and then they would go out. Well, the minute they would go out, that was like adding value to the thing. Now, did Ty benefit from that? Yes, because people would then buy future Beanie Babies in speculation that they would go up in value, so Ty would increase the runs of the later Beanie Babies. He was an incredibly smart man.
And what's so interesting to me talking to you, you've thought a lot about collectibles in general, and you don't have this view on everything. Some things you might collect might be a better bet?
No. It's all risky. Collecting is about memory, right? Now, I was a big Hopalong Cassidy collector. I owned one of the only complete 10 Hopalong Cassidy bedroom suites known to mankind. I paid $5,000 for it. When I sold it at auction a couple of years ago, I got $300 for it. I once owned 50,000 objects, and I'm down to 20,000 at this point. But I'm going to tell you what I did every time I went and bought something from my collection. I went into the bathroom and flushed the toilet to remind me what I just did with my money.
So why'd you do it then?
Oh, because I love the goodies. The question becomes, how do you know a person is a true collector? He dies with his stuff. Then it's never about the money.
Harry Rinker is owner of Rinker Consulting. He's written extensively on collectibles and antiques, and he's featured in the documentary we're watching this month, Beanie Mania, sometimes known as the, quote, Beanie Meanie. Mr. Rinker, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, thank you, David.
Timing the end of any bubble is one of the great challenges of finance. That's in the extended version, streamable from our homepage. And sign up for the Econ Extra Credit weekly newsletter. Learn along with us. Marketplace.org/newsletters. It's free. I'm David Brancaccio with our morning report. From APM, American Public Media.